Hi guys, let's get more news about Warriors. But first, don't forget to subscribe and leave your like. Warriorstrade just got hit with massive news and Warriors fans everywhere need to buckle up because this update could shape the direction of the entire season. There's a lot to unpack today, from Stephen Curry's latest status to a major development surrounding Jonathan Kuminga, and even a few under-the-radar details that could have a bigger impact than people realize. This isn't just routine Warriors news. This is the kind of update that makes the entire league stop and pay attention, because once again, Golden State finds itself at the center of the NBA conversation. Let's start with Stephen Curry, because anytime his name is involved, it automatically changes everything. According to team sources and reports circulating around the league, their Warriors have received a very important update regarding Curry's health and long-term outlook moving forward. After months of speculation, cautious optimism, and constant monitoring, the organization is feeling increasingly confident about where Steve is physically. This doesn't mean the Warriors are suddenly going to push him to play reckless minutes or take unnecessary risks, but it does signal that the team believes their franchise cornerstone is still capable of performing at an elite level when it matters most. Internally, there's a growing belief that Curry's conditioning, recovery process, and overall durability are in a better place now than they were at the same point last season. And that alone is huge news for Golden State's championship hopes. What makes this update even more significant is the way the Warriors are approaching Curry's role. There's been a noticeable shift in how the coaching staff wants to manage his minutes, his workload, and even his offensive responsibilities. The goal is clear: maximize Steph's impact while minimizing wear and tear. That means more off-ball movement, more trust in secondary ball handlers, and more freedom for Curry to pick his spots instead of carrying the offense every single possession. Around the league, rival teams are already taking note, because a fresh, healthy, and efficient Stephen Curry in the second half of the season is a nightmare scenario for anyone hoping to slow down Golden State. At the same time, their Warriors are facing a massive storyline involving Jonathan Kuminga, and this one might be even more complicated. Kuminga's name has been popping up in trade rumors, internal discussions, and lineup debates more than ever before, and the latest update only adds fuel to the fire. Sources indicate that the Warriors are at a crossroads with Kuminga, not because they doubt his talent, but because they're trying to decide the best way to unlock it. There's no denying his athleticism, his defensive versatility, and his ability to attack the rim, but the consistency has been the big question mark. Golden State wants to win now, and every rotation decision is being evaluated through that lens. What's interesting is that despite the trade noise, their Warriors still believe Kuminga can be a long-term piece of this core if everything clicks. Behind the scenes, there have been intense conversations between the coaching staff, the front office, and Kuminga himself about expectations, roles, and development. The message being sent is simple, but firm. Opportunity is there, but it has to be earned through effort, discipline, and impact on both ends of the floor. This isn't about highlight plays or box score numbers. It's about trust. And right now, Kuminga is fighting to prove that he can be trusted in high-leverage moments. This situation has created a fascinating dynamic inside the Warriors locker room. Veterans like Stephen Curry and Draymond Green are fully aware of the stakes. They know that the window to contend isn't infinite and every season matters. At the same time, they also understand the importance of developing young talent, especially someone with Kuminga's ceiling. Balancing those two priorities is one of the toughest challenges any championship-caliber team faces. And Golden State is living it in real time. Around the league, executives are watching closely because how their Warriors handle Kuminga could influence potential trade talks as the season progresses. This is about reinforcing a core that still believes it can win a championship led by one of the greatest players in NBA history. The coaching staff has also made some subtle but important adjustments that fans might not immediately notice. Rotations are being tested, lineups are being shuffled, and certain players are being placed in uncomfortable situations on purpose. The idea is to see who responds, who adapts, and who can be trusted when the pressure amps up. This experimentation phase is critical, especially early in the season, because it allows the Warriors to gather information that will matter later when every game feels like a playoff battle. And make no mistake, Golden State is thinking about the playoffs, even when the calendar says otherwise. What's keeping Warriors fans hopeful is the belief that this team still has that championship DNA. Stephen Curry's leadership hasn't wavered. His presence alone commands attention from defenses and lifts the confidence of everyone around him. Younger players look to him as the standard and veterans feed off his calm intensity. When Curry speaks, people listen, and when he leads by example, the entire team follows. That kind of influence doesn't show up in stat sheets, but it's one of the reasons Golden State continues to be relevant year after year. Jonathan Kuminga's situation, meanwhile, remains one of the most intriguing storylines to watch. Every game feels like an audition, every possession an opportunity to make a statement. One strong stretch could solidify his role and silence trade rumors, while inconsistency could push the Warriors toward making a difficult decision. That pressure is real, and how Kuminga responds to it could define not just his season but his future with the franchise. For a player with his tools, the potential payoff is enormous, but so is the risk. As all of this unfolds, the rest of the NBA is paying close attention. Their Warriors are no longer the unquestioned dynasty they once were, but they're far from done. Opposing teams know that counting out Stephen Curry is a mistake, and the combination of veteran leadership and young talent still makes Golden State dangerous. This latest update only reinforces that reality. Their Warriors aren't standing still. They're adjusting, evolving, and preparing for whatever comes next. For fans, this is one of those moments where patience and trust are being tested. Not every move will make sense right away. Not every decision will be popular, but the organization's track record speaks for itself. Time and time again, their Warriors have found ways to adapt and surprise people when it matters most. Whether it's Curry redefining greatness yet again, Kuminga taking a leap, or the front office pulling off a move that shifts the balance of power, something is clearly brewing in Golden State. And as this season continues to unfold, one thing is clear: their Warriors are not done making noise. With massive updates surrounding Stephen Curry, a pivotal moment approaching for Jonathan Kuminga, and a front office that refuses to settle, Golden State remains one of the most compelling teams to watch in the NBA. Every game, every report, and every decision carries weight. This story is far from over,